All right, hello everyone. Welcome to Phase Dota Circuit Season 8. We're back after finishing up pretty early on the Our Plasma's Legend versus Chappie Diaper Squad series. We get to watch game 1 of Jason Voss versus No Immortals. This is Bear's team versus, let me pull it up, Tom Boo Coperin's team. And bear with me while I pull up the stats for these guys. Where is No Mortal warm-up team? All right, there we go. Oh my god, there's a lot of players that play on warm-up team. Okay, so Jason Voss will ban out Puck, Tiny, Oracle. And I'm there's like 10 players who have played for No Immortals, so I'm not sure like what these picks are targeted against. But pretty unusual first bans. Puck, you wouldn't expect to be first picked. Oracle, not really expect to be first picked. Animage gets banned, so I immediately think Medusa might get picked here. I'm not going to pay. Actually, Medusa got banned. I'm really confused as to the Medusa plus the Animage ban. The only like bans that make sense are really like Oracle, Venge, and Undying for the first set. Anyway, first pick Shadow Shaman by Jason Voss, very solid all around support pick. Did get nerfed in the last patch, but it still gives your lot of team a lot of solo pickoff potential, good tower push, lots of hard disable for a lot of really annoying, pesky run around heroes like Ember, Storm, Windrunner, yada yada. Warm-up team will counter pick with the Earthshaker, a nice long range disable to break that shackle. Good team fight hero. You can swap it to multiple different roles. It's been played by Blaka, who is the mid laner on Jason Voss. So could expect to see that played in that role, but it could be flexed. Io gets picked up as well. I don't see Io haven't been picked in this league so far, so I'm not sure which hero. Actually, no, Earthshaker's on their team. Okay, so Earthshaker has been played by High. Is High in this game? Yeah. I has played core offlane, so likely in 3-4 warm-up team. And Io has been picked by Captain Gonzo, who is in this game. And that's their position 5. Okay, so 3 Earthshaker, 5 Io. More than likely if they stick to what they've been picking. Furion gets picked up by Jason Voss. Never one of those heroes that can get flexed into basically any lane. It has been played by Crash on Jason Voss, so could be a Crash Nature's Prophet in that pause 5 role. And very solid pickoff potential with those two supports there. The Shaman can blink in, find a target. Nature's Prophet can teleport in and apply right clicks to the forehead to get any kind of kill that they need. Am I on a delay? Yeah, I am on a delay. All right. I'll get rid of the delay for next game. So I can respond to chat accordingly. This is going to be a 10-minute delay. Axe gets picked up. Likely going to be 3 played by Domo Flip. And pretty quick gyro pickup by No Immortals. Getting invited to play Dota. What is this? And I would expect this to be a 1 gyro with this draft if this is a 3 Earthshaker. Could be flexed. Gyro Io is a very traditional lane matchup pairing. Io can, keep the gyro topped up in lane until he gets lots of levels in flat cannon so he can bully heroes away, and then Io just goes and stack pulls. Or just stacks for the gyro. Pick up the bristleback as well. I have not seen bristleback be very good in this patch. Is Big G playing? Yeah, so Big G is their 3, has played 3 as well. Okay, so High and Big G have both played 3, so one of these is a support. It could be a support bristle. We have seen Snot Cannon or Snot Rocket, whatever it's called, the one facet that makes his backsplash goo. We have seen support bristle with that facet, but more than likely going to be an Earthshaker support. This is Bristle's nice little counter to Shadow Shaman. It gives you it's basically just a tanky hero that doesn't like it's annoying for the shackle because you can't turn around, turn your back to whoever's hitting you, but it is a tanky hero that can survive these shackles. It's also something that kind of just stays alive in a long team fight when roster really wants to be bursting heroes down and running away. Juggernaut gets picked up by Jason Voss. Jug is a natural counter to the gyrocopter. You kind of just ult the gyro and the gyro can't see tonic you. Has no real way to get rid of you. A lot of cores kind of have that option. Like Anti-Mage can blink away or use E. Like Void can just Q away, Q high ground to prevent a lot of damage. Life Stealer can infest. So some cores do have that way to get rid of Juggernaut, but Gyro does not. He's just a pure right-clicking cannon. Not paying too much attention to the drafts because I'm not too familiar with these teams. And Immortals heroes, absolutely, it's kind of hard to like keep track of what they've played. But we're going to see Batrider get banned, who was already one of the worst heroes in Dota, got nerfed last patch. I think he's been doing pretty decent in higher skill brackets, though. Ember gets banned by warm-up team. That is targeted towards, I assume, the mid player. That's Blocka. Blocka hasn't played Ember mid, though, in this league, though. Along with Lena. Lena has been picked by Blocka. And just looking at the draft, so Jason Voss, they have extremely good solo pickoff potential. They have decent laning phases. They want to pick up a 1 or a 2 that has good laning phase to kind of deal with these really tanky heroes. I would expect it to be like a mobile hero, like a Queen of Pain, which Laka hasn't picked this league. Actually played a lot of Pudge. But like heroes could be, if this is a support Earthshaker, you're kind of looking towards like a high damage, what do you call it? Sorry, if this is a core Earthshaker, I'm like mixing up these teams, then you're looking for more high damage burst / kite heroes like Queen of Pain to complement your draft. Jason Voss, they'll go with Kunkka. That's going to give him a lot of sustain into kind of this like high AoE team that No Immortals has drafted. Kunkka is pretty nice too because the IO has the relocate and you can just X to prevent the IO from, saving an ally. So you can just X the gyro, for example, if the gyro gets gone on, prevent them from getting away. Bristle as well is another hero that likes to kind of like run away, is very positioning based. And X does really help catch that hero, and you can burst them down with like the Shadow Shaman, the Juggernaut, yada. They're able to get on top of them. No Immortals, looking at this draft, what do you need? You have a good front line. You have good laning phase. If this is like a Bristle Earthshaker, Magnus. Magnus has been played by... Is Boku in this game? Yeah, Boku's the captain. Boku is the mid laner, and they put him in the mid laner. Okay, and high Earthshaker. Big G. I'm curious to see if this is a support Earthshaker or support Bristleback. Actually, he went Seeing Red. So this is a core Bristleback, and likely a support Earthshaker. Well, Magnus gives you very nice BKB piercing team fight. It gives you wombo combo to like stack heroes up to get them hit by the gyrocopter and the bristleback. It gives you catch, which is something that you're lacking on No Immortals. I would have also like a Pudge would have been pretty nice too to kind of catch, I guess, Juggernaut and Rasta. But Mag is definitely like a more mobile, versatile type of Pudge. Let me get my camera settings. Overall, I think I like the gyrocopter draft more on No Immortals. I'm not sure if it's No Immortals. That's what it is, what it's called in the standings list. Their team name is Warm Up Team. So maybe I should just call it Warm Up Team. As we get into the game.
You see, that right there is why I love this game.
I'm having a great time playing Dota with
You know, I'm probably going to keep the 5-minute delay on, actually, because I'm probably going to be invited to the lobby when it gets made, and I'll need to have the 5-minute delay on at that point. Anyway, we're going to have a smoke out by Radiant going top into the Roche pit. Yeah, looks like a support crash. Furion, Jerbear, likely position 1 Juggernaut, Shadow Shaman, the other support, played by Jimmy Pesto, Dumbo Flip, Axe, pause 3, and a Blocka on the mid Kunkka. Dyer's nearby. We might have a little bit of a team fight here. Gyro's very close to going high ground. Radiant are getting in position. Earthshaker's getting the nice flank, though. This could be a devastating fissure block as the Jug is just going to spin, run down this IO. Likely going to be first blood. Actually, nice pull away by the IO there. Stays alive for the time being. All these Radiant heroes are just running after this IO, trying to get him. But IO 339 move speed, able to just run it off. And no punish coming out by Dyer. They're forced to back up. Now, let's see if we can make sense of these other lanes. So IO is support IO. Working towards Bracer, looks like. As they continue chasing this IO. Earthshaker support. So pause 4. Mid Magnus, played by Boku. Earthshaker played by High C. Top lane, Captain Gonzo on the IO pause 5. GT Smiley, Gyrocopter on that pause 1. And the bottom lane will be finished off by Big G on the Bristleback, pause 3. Lane matchups. Mag Kunkka. Kunkka usually shreds mid matchups. Mid melee matchups, sorry. But Mag is a little bit scary because you have that skewer. And so once you get that skewer, you can potentially pull under tower. So Kunkka has to be a little bit more careful with positioning than you otherwise normally would be. Top lane, Gyro IO is just a very strong lane. They are playing it into the Axe, who's pretty durable. Can survive quite well against this kind of matchup. It's also a Rasta. Rasta's pretty strong as well. If this IO ever gets caught out of position, a Shackle just comes out and they can burst that hero down. You really need like a couple of levels on this IO Gyro before you start seeing the high impact. Bristleback getting very low bottom, starting to get chased by Furion. Fissure comes out, stuns that Furion, who's going to keep chasing with Sprout. The Earthshaker disengages. Bristle's hanging around with the W. Has Magic Stick, but Prophet is not going to tempt that. Meanwhile, top, all these level 1 heroes just using their spells on each other. Actually, Bristle is going to be found by Crash on the side. Sprout comes out. First blood by Crash. Bristleback not taking the expressway. I didn't have the mana for it. to X2, the tier 2 or tier 1 had to run and gets caught and dies. Meanwhile, top Gyrocopter gets a nice kill on Jimmy Pesto. Love to see that as a IO player. Carry getting nice nice gold from that, but Prophet is going to come in with the TP, secure that IO kill. Gyro is forced to back up and hit creeps, so they get the return kill up there. Let me pull up Twitch chat real quick. All right. Bottom lane expectations, it's Juggernaut, Fury, and that's pretty damaging. Axe is taking a lot of damage top between the Rocket Barrage and the tower. And this Rasta doesn't realize the Gyro has a big stick, and Gyro's just going to run at this Rasta. Io going around for the flanking maneuver. The tether does slow, so Rasta has nowhere to go. And this Rasta will go down. So pretty good starting lane for Gyro, even with only 9 CS at 3 minutes. Bottom lane, Jerbear on the jug, supported by Prophet. If you ever get the Sprout off, that puts them in position for the Blade Fury. So you do have that kind of catch for the Juggernaut to get on top of them with the high damage from Blade Fury. Bristle, Earthshaker are pretty... Well, Earthshaker is pretty fast, and both these heroes are pretty tanky. So it's not like you're chasing after like a squishy Venomancer or whatever. It's a little bit harder to solo these guys down. Rasta is going back to stack. Mag Kunkka has been a little bit static. No one's died in this lane thus far. Bottom lane Prophet is enjoying his time versus these two melee heroes, just getting those free right clicks off, getting those nice stick charges. Kunkka getting chunked mid. Getting pretty low. I think with more levels, it is more Kunkka favored. It's hard to tell though. Kunkka's not really a regen hero. He's a durable hero, but he's not really a regen hero, which is kind of what you need versus Kunkka because he just uses W on you for free. Brings you down very low. I think Boku is playing this lane pretty well versus the Kunkka, keeping him low. Kunkka did get that water pin though, so no bottle refill there. Fissure, not sure if that was an attempted fissure block, but does not land. How the stack's doing, Io? Got a stack there. Only the one stack so far. Top lane, kind of have stuff happening in both lanes. Axe is getting a run down top. Looks like this is disengaged, so we'll go back top. Axe is getting chased down by the Gyro Io. But Axe is one of those heroes where you're pretty tanky, so you can survive the chase down effect, as long as you're not getting Rocket Barrage too much. There is a haste rune bottom. Let's see if... No, Mag is not going to contest it. So Kunkka's going to get a haste rune. Curious to see if he chooses to do anything with it. Has no bottle, so has to pop it immediately. And compared to the last series we just did, this has been pretty quiet early game. Only 4 kills at 6 minutes. No real rotations, although as I say that, we have Kunkka rotating top. Has that boat, and has X, so if he's able to get X off on this Gyro or Io, should be a pretty easy kill, but those two heroes have backed off, so no real kill opportunity there. Looks like there might be a play on bottom Wisdom. Prophet, it's kind of approaching the area. It's a level 4 Prophet, no backup. It's going to be going up against the Earthshaker. Bristle comes over. That will secure the shrine there. Okay, so a little bit of a slower start. So Radiant are definitely more pickoff oriented, and they want to be more aggressive. I feel they do have the core matchup favoring them. Juggernaut just kind of hard counters Gyro, so you're kind of cool with just having a chill game with equal farm. Axe is going to call the Gyro IO top. Kunkka comes in with the boat. Nice double stun there. Rocket Barrage is going to be enough to kill the Axe. IO picks up that last hit. Kunkka gets a nice double kill. Blanca once more, just running at that Magnus. He TP'd in a little bit too late to do anything. Forced to run away. Prophet, meanwhile, is getting chased. Gets fissure blocked. Bristleback with that Vanguard is feeling pretty invulnerable. Just going to run in a tower, kill Crash. And 4 for 4. Or 4 versus 4 on the kill counter. Gaben thinks that Radiant is advantaged in draft. I would agree with that. I know I said I think Gyro's draft is better, but I feel like their team is a lot harder to execute. And the Jug can always just like blink bolt in, and they don't really have any like good way to prevent that. Bristleback, just low HP, just a little bit out of position. Prophets get a TP in there, sprout him up. Nice little Blade Fury will get that kill. Kunkka's bottom. Gotta look for more here. Axe is kind of chilling top with smoke. Not sure what he's doing up there. Do they want this Earthshaker? He's half HP. He's right here, guys. I think the Kunkka could just run over and kill him. But Bristle's going to be TPing in. Is this really the hero you want to be going on, though? No, it's not. Relo by Io. Got to bring in the Gyrocopter. Nice sprout, though. Keeps them out of position for the time being. Mag comes over. They're going to isolate this Furion. I don't think this Furion's getting out. Fissure block to prevent him any kind of Roche deny. And yeah, they've committed... They committed relocate and call down for that to get a position 5 Furion. Probably not what they were hoping for. But they end up getting something. Regardless, Axe top getting melted down by this Rocket Barrage. It's going to come up again in a second. We'll bring down Domo Flip. Shackle on the Gyro. That's not going to do anything, though. Jug actually comes in with the Omni Slash. Picks off that IO. Now Gyro's in danger. Running away is pretty fast hero, though. 365 move speed. They're not going to catch vision of him. And his Earthshaker's going to be nearby, just in case. So, just even game thus far. 6-6. Kunkka and Jug are leading the charts. Radiant are going to drop the Snake on top. Dyer's going to fort it. It's a free fort. But I don't expect that they're going to defend this. Not with the Snake there. Just does too much damage. Yeah, and all of Radiant are up here just protecting this. This Gyro's half HP near the Axe. Axe is going to be nearby. That Prophet TP's in aggressively. They get a nice sprout. Double Axe call. Gets both the IO and the Gyrocopter. Easy kill. Those two heroes just not expecting the entire Radiant team to still be up there after the tower fell, but that was the case. And all of a sudden, just a little bit of a gold lead for Jason Voss. Jason Voss. Dyer will be picking up this bottom tower for free, so the towers remain in equilibrium. Let's go over to net worth, take a look at how that's looking. Kunkka, Jug at the top, followed by the 3 Dire cores. Axe is the lowest core in the game, only 3,700 net worth at almost 12 minutes. Axe working on that Blade Mail. That's going to be a pretty late blink timing, so they won't have that guy to start fights. They do have pretty good fight start, though. Once Rasta gets the blink, which he's 1,500 gold away, He's going to be a good fight starter. Kunkka as well. Kunkka's actually hovering 3,000 gold. Looks like wants to go a Radiance build. Having a pretty good game. Can't afford to get that. Rasta just picks up the shield rune right in front of this Magnus and Earthshaker. They weren't really ready for that. And just steals it right in front of them. Furion, what are you doing up here? Just hitting creeps? Yeah, you're just hitting creeps. Okay. It just feels like both teams are happy to farm up. Like, feeling that their drafts are good late game, that they, don't need to worry about applying pressure or anything. I feel like there's a little bit of false confidence on the side of warm-up team / no Immortals. Because, like, you do have that Gyro IO. It's very strong. Maybe you play off of that timing. But you're going into Juggernaut. And Juggernaut, if he's allowed to free farm, which he currently is, then he's going to keep up in farm. And he's going to be able to... he's just counters the Gyrocopter. Like, the Gyro's not going to be able to do anything versus the Juggernaut. And so far, nothing really too exciting happening. I expect that we're going to see more plays be done once the blinks start coming out. Axe is quite a ways off his. It's probably going to be like an 18-19 minute blink if he farms effectively. Rasta, meanwhile, needs another 1,000 gold, so also maybe like an 18-19 minute blink, depending. Well, if he gets this tower, it's going to be sooner. Yeah, he's actually going to get the gold for this tower. Nice chunk of change there. Actually, yeah, it's going to be pretty early blink timing on Rasta if he continues to farm. Earthshaker realizing, no, I can't hit the ward with 600 HP. And High C is going to be forced to back from that. So Radiant are waiting for their blink timing. What is Dire waiting for? They're working towards Ag's Bristleback, which does give you quite a bit of team fight potential. Magnus does have that blink dagger, so you probably want to be rotating on him. Crash keeps TPing top to get these creeps. Interesting. You have that blink on Magnus. I feel like you'd want to be trying to start fights with this before the enemy gets blinks and just counter initiates you. Earthshaker quite a ways off his blink dagger. He's just going to be following his Magnus around to try and follow up any kind of RP play with the big fat Echo Slam. And then obviously like the Gyro IO. Gyro is going to be going probably a very specific build. You go Falcon Blade into Ags and then most likely the crit stick. But we're going to have a play top. Kunkka is going to run after this Gyro IO. They're going to be ducking and weaving into the trees for the time being. Kunkka gets the X off on IO. I think IO is going to be the sacrificial lamb. Will go down. Gyro sticks around. They're going to see him. Oh no. Gyro, you didn't just immediately TP out or go through gate. Disaster as Jaber picks up the double kill. The rest of Dire are here, but they're without their safe lane. As Shaman gets very low, hiding in the trees. Jug's just going to work on this Earthshaker, bring him down 3 for 0 so far. Now Jug's just running after Bristleback. Bristle's pretty fast, trying to do a back and forth maneuver, but Jug just stands still. Kills with the Blade Fury. That's a 4 for nothing. Mag unable to get RP off in that fight. $8K gold lead for Jason Voss. I imagine a lot of that. No, not really. A lot of that is tied up in the supports. Rasta Fury. And Rasta does have that blink now, so very scary here. You can't really be showing in lane solo with the Rasta in position. Bottom, Axe is going to be... Not sure who's going on who down here, but Axe calls the IO. He's going to start running away. Sprout comes out. Io has no means of escape. Gyro's just going to try and turn around and right-click the axe, but it's not really going to do that much. Io's hiding in the trees for now. Gets a nice little tether away, but will go down to Blocka. Rasta shackles up the bristleback. Nice call down and boat combo. Oh my goodness, what a huge fight. But Magnus comes in with the RP. Not enough damage. Is anybody going to die on the side of Radiant? No. Got a fissure by Earthshaker, who's going to go through gates. Rasta does not have the... Oh, just now gets the mana to try and stop. Earthshaker's going to show and wave. Crash, are you going to try and make this play? Has the Sprout, has the Urn. Oh no, Earthshaker. No, Earthshaker. No! Not respecting the fact that there's a prophet in the game. Just goes under vision, half HP. And will die. 13,000 gold lead. The graph just keeps going up for Radiant. 86% win probability at this point. As they have the draft to counter the gyro. Now the jug is starting to pull away in terms of net worth. A little bit of a lull. Dire is pushing with 4 heroes bottom. Mag is hanging out mid. There are 3 Radiant heroes nearby. Kunkka DD, they may want to go on this. Magnus is a little bit difficult if they're not showing. Radiant are going to back off from that. I feel like Bristle's not farming very effectively. Only 74 CS at 19 minutes. We have a boat combo onto the Earthshaker, gets picked. They're going to look for more. Prophet sprouts up the Magnus, who just runs away. Magnus going to skewer the Juggernaut away. But Omnislash now comes out, kills Boku on the mag. Gyro can't do anything about it, just dies. Jug is going to spin to win. Running at the IO, has the tether though to get away. Nice blink by the axe. Finds both Big G and Captain Gonzo. Number 5 for 0. 3,000 gold lead now. Radiant, they've got their blink daggers and they're using them to max effectiveness. Earthshaker, not really able to do much in these fights, has to run around and hope he can just run into a crowd with Echo Slam. Gyrocopter has that Ags Falcon, but like, what are you going to do when the Axe calls you or the Juggernaut ults you? Like, you're not really a hero at that point. Magnus is really your only win condition on the side of Dire. They drop Snake Bottom to push to secure this tower. But yeah, Mag is kind of like your only real win condition. You have to get multiple heroes, and you have to hope your Gyro does enough damage to get there. They're going to solo RP the Juggernaut. He's just going to spin and TP out of there, though. So RP down. J-Bear taunting them with the all chat lines. And that definitely felt like a desperation RP right there. Just trying to get something. You really needed to stagger stuns. Like, what stuns do you have, though? Like, your Earthshaker would have to combo all 3 abilities in order to get that kill. Like, your Gyro's not going to be stunning the Juggernaut with a homing missile. Pretty desperation, I would say. I feel like this Jug is just a little bit too farmed at this point. You have the potential to burst him. Like, you can waste, like, you have to waste his ult somehow. Either you have to fight like near a creep wave or camp, or you can like pull away, or you have like some kind of illusion or something. Like something to, like, you know, Glimmer Capes, eat Ghost Scepters, yada yada, to try and stop the ult from doing anything. If the ult is unable to do anything, Jug is not that scary of a hero. He is getting buffed by Kunkka with that Rum, so he's pretty tanky. Bottom lane, Furions get a TP in on this Mag. Mag skewers away. The Rastas are right there with that Blink Dagger. Will cancel that TP. And Boku will go down. We might have a find here. Axe blinks away, actually. Not wanting to mess with that. Io Gyro with the majority of his team bottom. There is a DD bottom and Roche's bottom, so we might see a Roche attempt here. And in fact, we do. Jug's going to run into the pit. You have reload. You have no... Actually, you have the blink now on Earthshaker. You could potentially try and contest this. Like, you have the tools. You have RP. Although Magnus doesn't have a TP. You have Blink Echo Slam. 21,000 gold lead for Radiant just makes it very difficult for any kind of these shenanigans. I feel like Dire is just hoping that they win a high ground fight. Axe will blink in on the Bristleback, start wailing on him. Kunkka comes in to provide that little extra oomph. Rasta now nearby will secure that kill. Kunkka getting the last hit. Meanwhile, on the side, Furion actually gets caught out, crash feeding quite a bit of gold with a killing spree to GT Smiley on the gyro. So they get something back. They lose mid tier 2 for it then. And yeah, Dire are forming up on their high ground. Earthshaker, you gotta be real careful there, man. So many blinks and Kunkka on the enemy team. Like, you can't be out of base. You gotta be... Alright, here's what we're talking about. So Jug uses ult. It hits a lot of creeps. So the gyro stays alive. Axe is gonna blink in, kill the gyro off, but a lot of damage being done. Someone should be forting this tower. Actually, no, they don't have a fort, do they? No, they don't. But 3 heroes dead on the side of Dire. Multiple heroes very low on Jason Voss. Jug has that Aegis, though. And they're just picking up a 1 by 1 at this point. A Bristleback getting isolated. Juggernaut just running at him with a spin to win. Got to be a little bit careful with this Bristleback. But Big G will get kited and will go down. 25,000 gold lead at this point. I don't... Without RP, without Echo Slam, I don't expect Dire is going to be able to mount a base defense here. This is likely a 1 set dead. Likely 2. Well, Gyro's just going to freely walk up, hit that ward. I'm surprised the Axe doesn't jump in. Well, he jumps in now, but it doesn't land a skewer. X comes out. Magnus is pulled back. Will go not down just yet. Axe gets a nice 3-man call there, doing a ton of damage with that blade mill. Magnus buys back. And they're trying to get some kills. These Radiant heroes are so low. It feels like Dire just has the team fight like in the on the tips of their fingers. They could just get it if they could just get 1 hero dead. Kunkka very low, pops BKB, but Magnus is going to get shackled up on the side. Will go down, die back. Io gets chopped. 2 dead heroes on Dire now. They're forced to run away. A Jug with the Ags now. Swift Slash kills Earthshaker. GG is called by warm-up team / no Immortals. Very nice Jug game. Or Jug draft, I guess. It just felt like... Can I pick up game 1? There we go, match details. Let me actually see if I can join the lobby real quick. Let's see if it's not made yet. I'll do analysis in a sec. I'm just trying to get into the game. Ah, the game started. Okay, so I'll kill the stream and reopen it without the delay, so I can, so we don't have the 10-minute delay. But I felt like, I don't know. I feel like Dyer just kind of waited too long. They just kind of waited for Axe and Shadow Shaman to get their Blink Daggers. Like you start losing team fights at that point. Earthshaker got his Blink Dagger really late. I feel like Bristle's just a bad hero in general. It doesn't really do that much. Like I've not really seen a Bristleback be that big and scary in this patch or the last patch for that matter. And yeah, I thought really nice jug pickup by Jason Voss to secure the the counter pick for the gyro. So Radiant did not feel pressured at all to try and hurry up the game there. And yeah, I'm gonna kill the stream now. I'll be back shortly without the delay, and we'll watch game 2. Stick around.